A girl wakes with bite marks on her skin, and no one near her. The room is quiet, no movement, no one nearby. And then, something touches her, not gently, not imagined. Marks begin to appear, scratches, bites, impressions on the skin, as if something unseen had reached out and left them there. The girl at the centre of this is Eleonore Zugun, born in Romania, just 12 years old when the events began. According to accounts from 1925, the disturbances started suddenly. Objects moved, small items shifted position. Household objects were reported to lift or fall without clear cause. But what drew attention was not just movement in the room, it was what appeared on her body. Witnesses described bite marks, scratches, patterns that seemed to form while she was being watched, or shortly after. At a time when such cases were often attributed to possession or spiritual influence, the story spread quickly. Zugun became known locally and then more widely as a girl at the centre of unexplained disturbances. Eventually, her case reached the attention of Fritz Grunwald and later Harry Price, a well-known investigator of unusual phenomena. Price arranged for Eleanor to be brought to Vienna, where the case could be observed more closely under controlled conditions. There, the focus shifted, not just on what was happening, but on whether it could be documented. Observers reported continued disturbances, objects moving, marks appearing, but not every moment was consistent. Not every event occurred under strict observation, and that is where the case begins to divide. Some who witnessed or studied the events believed something genuine was taking place. They pointed to the physical marks, the repeated disturbances, the difficulty in explaining how they could occur without direct cause. Others raised different possibilities, that some of the effects may have been self-inflicted, that a child under stress, attention, or pressure might produce or exaggerate certain events. And in at least some instances, investigators reported catching Eleanor creating marks herself. But even that did not fully close the case, because not every reported incident fit that explanation cleanly. Not every witness had agreed on what they had seen, and the physical evidence, the marks, remained a central point of uncertainty. Behind all of it was a child, removed from her home, observed, examined, discussed in rooms filled with adults trying to decide what she represented, a case, a phenomenon, or something else entirely. Over time, the disturbances faded, the attention moved on, and Eleonore Zugun's life continued beyond the period that made her known. But the case remains, not as a single answer, but as a collection of moments, some observed, some disputed, some never fully explained. Because cases like this do not resolve in one direction, they sit between possibilities, between what is seen and how it is interpreted, between what is experienced and what can be demonstrated. And in that space, they continue. A young girl, a quiet room, marks appearing where no one could be seen, and a question remains where it began. What happened in those moments when no one else was there?